On the stage here. There we go.
There we go. Hey,
Hey, Anthony. Welcome to Linglestown Gazette Live. One more time, Anthony.
how you doing?
I'm doing fine, and we're going to do a local news magazine podcast covering Central Dauphin School District, Lower Paxton Township, and the other 6 communities served by the school district. Right now, as we're more focused on Lower Paxton. That's the home base.
Yeah.
And we're sponsored by the award-winning Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living.
Yes.
See if I can find their logo here. Here it is. Here we go. And what they do is they transform outdoor spaces. They were founded by a dedicated police officer. That's Jason Myers.
Right.
He had a lifetime passion, Anthony, for landscaping. And Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living that specializes in creating exceptional outdoor environments. So we'll take a look at some of their work in just a few seconds. I don't believe we're not going to have anyone on live tonight because the URL I created only goes to last week's show, as you've just found out.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to mention is that this is just a quick update on Linglestown Gazette. I had a great discovery last week, Anthony, and that is, as far as covering meetings, I've been asking people, we're trying to form a network of watchdogs, right?
Right.
And I think people are so fearful of they have to do something exceptional, like maybe even, I don't think people even want to write notes and submit them. So the discovery eliminates the need for writing anything.
Okay.
And that is like on my phone and probably many other people's phones. You have a recorder built in. So with the last week's meeting, I just recorded it. My particular phone, I have a Google Pixel, and actually transcribes it into text on the phone, and I can send it to myself on email. The bottom line is, if someone just records a meeting with their phone, and I have a couple devices on, at home. Right now I'm in the wilds of Western Cumberland County at a very top secret location.
Looks dark.
I forgot my hat, but anyways, we're here, and you just have to record a meeting, submit the recording, or if you can do a transcription, send that over, and I'll show people how easy it is. Because we're going to have to work together as a community if we want Linglestown Gazette to be a fixture, not only in Lower Paxton Township, but across the school district. We're going to need some help. That's what the bottom line.
Yeah, you need some help on the somebody reporting on the school district stuff.
And what we need is a recording of those meetings, and we can put it together. That easy. Well, let's get into our icebreaker. Again, you're watching Linglestown Gazette Live, brought to you by Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living. Anthony, I want to share some bad news with you on my account. Okay. And that is I had a very bad driving week last week. We'll see. I think I mentioned it last week, but I'm going to give you more particulars because it got worse.
Okay.
This was the damage coming home from Virginia. I think I showed you last week. That crunch there. Well, previously, this is back in, I think, September of 2024. This took place. This is in the rear passenger door behind the driver's seat.
Okay.
I was on 81. I hit something. I have no idea what I hit. It was a giant bang, flatted a tire out in the middle of 81 in rush hour traffic. And this dent resulted. So now that I have some damage in the back, I'm going to get this fixed. Okay.
Okay.
But when we got back from Virginia last week on a weekend trip, this took place. Look at this crap.
What happened?
We went to a car wash on North Mountain Road. I somehow got myself lined up wrong going into the car wash. And in my desperation to straighten things out, I backed up and smashed into the building.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
I'm serious.
I think it's time to give up your driver's license.
Anthony, I've had this car since 2016. This is the first time I've ever done anything, and I have 3.
Yeah, well, you're making up for it.
Well, Erie Insurance came out, and they looked at all 3 things. And the guy's initial conclusion was, we have to total the car.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's a 10-year-old car. And this damage I'm showing you right here is rather expensive to fix. And he was not sure this thing would be salvageable given the pricing,
So now what?
fix and the value of the car. He went back and crunched the numbers, and thankfully I'm able to get the car fixed. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't believe that damage would total it, but you never know with
yeah,
these cars.
well, I'm good.
I still think you should just start walking.
Well, I have walked over to the coffee shop recently.
Yeah, and please don't park near me.
I want Anthony. This is the first time anything's happened.
What kind of damage did you do to the car wash?
I didn't look, but I didn't get a call, and there's cameras all over the car wash, so I guess I'm good to go.
Oh, so you didn't report it. So pretty
No,
much it was a hit and run. All
hit and
right,
run.
that's good. Yeah, I'll be sure to
I'm
reach
sure.
out.
I'm sure you're going to call
I'll reach out
District
to
Justice Renner. You're going to talk.
yeah, well, he's retired, but I think he comes in 1 day a week now. So I'm going to
Okay.
talk to Bill.
Thank you, Anthony. You're really good at reporting people who do things incorrectly.
I get results.
You do, no doubt. But just hold back on this one.
All right, yeah, it was an
Now,
accident.
a more positive note, you had a great weekend with your wife, Teresa. I want you to explain this food that you showed me on Facebook, and all of us, really.
What
Where were you at when you had this meal?
last night we went to the Victor Cafe
Okay.
in Philadelphia's South Philly.
So-
Place is 100+ years old. Every 20 minutes, the some of the wait staff sings opera music,
Okay.
and they're professionals. They perform opera professionally, and they also wait tables.
Okay.
So it's a whole experience out there with them singing opera. A couple minutes every 20 minutes. The restaurant also was home to in the Rocky Balboa movie when Sylvester Stallone has a restaurant in the movie called Adrian's
Well,
after
Adrian.
his
Yeah.
after his wife who
Yeah.
in the movie had passed away. So this restaurant was used in that movie. So the upstairs has a bunch of pictures from when they were doing the filming and making the movie.
Now, what kind of food is this?
That's some lobster tail and crab meat and shrimp in a
Wow.
champagne type sauce with linguine.
Linguine. That's the pasta. Okay. What about
I couldn't
this?
even put a dent in that. That was
Okay.
I forget the name of that salad she had.
Is that an
And
egg
then
on top?
no, that's some cheese
Cheese. Okay.
on top. Yeah, and those are uh, cannellini noodles and some. I forget what she ordered. She told me, but I get accused of not listening. I guess I wasn't listening.
Here's the last one I'll show you. What's that?
That's a burrata. So that
Never
was
heard
some
of it.
cheese and peppers and garlic toast. That's fantastic. It was really a great restaurant. You're there for a while because it's a whole experience.
Did you get dessert?
My wife did. She got tiramisu. Had no. I couldn't even finish any of my food.
You're talking a different language. I'm sorry. But I did recognize what this was. This is some sort of competition where guys are climbing a grease pole.
That's tradition at the Italian festival on 9th Street. They grease up that pool with lard and just all kinds of stuff. And then you see at the top, it's done by the Bruno brothers. They've been a staple in South Philly for, 100 years, I guess.
Okay.
And there's prizes at the top. And that team right there didn't make it.
Yeah, they
crumbled.
collapsed. They
They
collapsed.
collapsed. There was a team that made it to the top when we were there yesterday. We were there for a few hours yesterday, but then they continued today. I'm not sure if anybody was able to get there. There was a few, you can see a few prizes hanging. So
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know what they were. I
it's
didn't figure it out.
it's cheese and meat hanging
Okay.
from the Bruno brothers and a couple tags hanging up there. I don't know if they were like gift cards or something. But just give you hang food and Italians will climb a pole for it.
And I was looking very anxiously trying to find you somewhere on that pole, but I didn't see you.
Yeah,
So,
no, I'm not climbing that pole.
all
We
right.
had a
Well,
good time though. The weather was great and it was freaking packed. Just packed.
yeah, it was a great weekend for it. I mean, this is
Yeah.
an unusually warm May weekend. Hey, why don't we move into our business spotlight? I just have a preview of something I'll be showing later in the week, Anthony. I had a interview offline with a gentleman by the name of Jeff Coleman. And
Okay.
let's take a look at the clip I'm going to show you here tonight, just to introduce you to what he does. Here we go. Okay, everybody. Well, this is one of our many now business spotlights here on Linglestown Gazette and Linglestown Gazette Live podcast. And I want to introduce Jeff Coleman, who actually is working here in the township with a TV studio and TV network. So it's not too far away from Colonial Country Club, Jeff. So tell the folks what you're doing.
Well, I have the privilege, Bill. First, great to be with you.
Yeah.
I have the privilege of working with and for an organization called Lighthouse TV, a TV Now network, over 20 stations across Pennsylvania and parts of Ohio and Northern Maryland and Delaware and South Jersey. And we have 3 production studios, one in Philadelphia, one here in the township, and then one up in Allentown, which was the flagship, and they're just about to inaugurate a brand new facility up there. And I think what's probably different about Lighthouse TV is when you think religious programming or Christian programming, there are people that are asking you to either lay your hands on the television or send in a check, and you will not see any of that on Lighthouse TV. We're exclusively focused on delivering.
Yeah, so I think I talked to him for about 10 minutes, Anthony. Have you ever met or heard of Jeff Coleman?
No, I haven't. I didn't even know he was around.
I think he lives on the West Shore, works in Lower Paxton Township. Their studio is a couple doors down from Colonial Country Club, right there along Linglestown Road. It's in that office plaza that has a single-story building. Yeah. It's in there, and I found out about it recently. I just thought it was cool that we had a full-fledged TV studio and production operation. They do it live Monday through Friday. This it's called Morning Light. I think it's on at 9:00. It's you can pick it up over the air. It's channel 49 WLYH.
When do we get a studio?
Well, it's in the process now. Eric Kessler apparently is working on something for us.
Yeah,
unofficially.
All right, unofficially.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that guy has a great radio voice too.
He does. Yeah, he's a media consultant, a political consultant.
All right.
And
I never heard of him.
This last thing on this Now TV network. It's called the Now Television Network. It's the fastest growing Christian television network in the United States.
Okay.
So this Lighthouse TV is part of that.
All right.
And they run off of donations, grants, and other groups that are helping them out. So, check it out. And they have an app. I'll provide that information in another way. I downloaded the app. You can watch this stuff. It's inspirational TV. Now you get inspiration from an app, so you can add this to your repertoire. Watch some Christian TV in the morning before you get going.
Okay.
Just trying to help you out, Anthony.
Yeah, I go to church every morning. I listen to my Hallow app, so I'm
there.
Good.
You go. High school sports. We got some good news.
What's that?
Central Dauphin Rams. They won the Mid-Penn Conference Commonwealth Division on Friday night over at Hershey.
Who?
Central Dauphin Rams.
They defeated what?
Softball.
Softball.
We're talking about softball. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't introduce it properly, but we do have a little photo here to sort of give you the idea. This photo is from PennLive.com. Now, on Friday night, it was down in Hershey. They have a great facility down there at Hershey High School for softball. They played Greencastle Antrim. They beat them 5-0. And as far as Central Dolphins pitcher, left-hander Autumn Adrioli. Now that's an Italian name, isn't it?
Sounds like it to me.
She threw a 2-hit shutout, striking out 13 batters and allowing only 2 walks, Anthony. Pretty strong performance. And Central Dolphins scored all their runs were scored in a single explosion rally in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Nice.
And the Rams
Coach Sam Hartley.
Yep,
right?
Sam Hartley. He'll build you a deck on top of his coaching.
Yep.
And they logged multiple multi-hit performances led by Abby Ream. She was 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and Gabby Shirk 3 for 4, 1 RBI. And I heard actually on Linglestown Gazette's Facebook page, there's a link to a video interview with a couple of the players. The Rams apparently had left a bunch of runners on base early in the game, and finally broke through in that 4th inning. So they got a little frustrated early on, but they made it through.
Nice.
So what's next for them? They go to the District 3 playoffs. And I think the District 3 playoffs, I may be wrong on this, but I think it's one, if you lose, you're out, I believe. I'm sure that's the way it is. And then if they qualify there, they go to the states. So they're trying to defend the state title they won last year.
Well, hopefully they make it.
Yeah.
Good coach.
And we're going to move in now. Maybe just this is where you have a role, Anthony. The new news section.
Okay, new news.
New news.
I said it.
It wasn't very enthusiastic.
Well, it's kind of a stupid thing, but I'll go play along.
I tell you, guys are being paid a lot more than we are. Do that stupid stuff.
Yeah.
We paid zero.
Zero, yeah.
Okay.
This is taking up my time watching the new series on Paramount Plus tonight.
Well, aren't you DVD in it?
No, I'm going to watch it when we're done.
Oh, we're almost done.
Dutton Ranch.
Okay, we have Tuesday. What's happening Tuesday, Anthony?
Election day.
Primary day. And there's not
Get out and vote.
Yeah, go out and vote. Keep your string going. I think I'm one of those gold star voters. I've voted for decades now.
But you can only vote your party,
right?
Primary.
So the only competition, for governor, this is a year we have vote a governor in. Josh Shapiro, our current governor, and Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis, they're on the ballot. And then Stacey Garrity is on the Republican side. She's the state treasurer. Now, did you ever hear of these guys running for, on the Republican side, Lieutenant Governor John Ventry from Westmoreland County? John Ventry. And then Jason Ritchie from Allegheny County, Pittsburgh area. They're running for lieutenant governor.
Okay.
To be on the ballot.
Yeah, Stacey's done a great job as treasurer in Pennsylvania. Military
background.
Yeah.
All that kind of thing.
She gained the most votes of anybody in a statewide race. Did you know that?
I remember that. I know she did very well the last election. And then, of course, we have 10th Congressional District, our congressperson in this area. Scott Perry's on the Republican ballot all by himself. There is a Democratic race. So if you're a Democrat, you can pick between Dauphin County Chairman Justin Douglas. What'd you say?
You can choose between worse and the worst.
I won't identify who I think those people are. Justin Douglas, he's affiliated with the county. He's the county chairperson from the commissioners. And then Janelle Stelson, who's well known in the area. She was with WGA LTV forever. A good looking woman. And she almost beat Scott Perry last time around.
As a fluke.
So we'll see what happens. Our state reps in Lower Paxton Township don't have any competition. Justin Fleming and then Joe Kerwin, no competition.
Right.
We also are voting, and I always many times don't know who I'm voting for. State committee people,
right?
Both Democratic and Republican, and then
a friend of ours is running for state committee, and people should get a good look at him. John Packer.
Oh, John! I didn't see his name on the ballot, and just
John's running for state committee.
Okay,
I'm sorry. No, scratch it. Not state committee. I misunderstood what
committee
you were saying.
Man.
He's a committee man. Yeah.
Okay, that's only for his precinct.
His precinct. Right. Yeah.
But as far as Republican state committee, there's some Lower Paxton people running. Laura Kurtz.
Yes.
Loman Henry and Jill Vecchio. They're running.
Yep.
All those three are from Lower Paxton. So I would encourage you to vote, keep the habit going, because we have a big election coming up in the fall whenever the general election rolls around.
And then because of the primary being Tuesday, the township meeting's on Wednesday.
Correct. And speaking of the township meeting, did you look at the agenda?
Briefly, but they're going to talk about the resolution to change public comment again. And,
Right.
it just blows my mind that Campbell is spending so much time worrying about public comment when there's so much more going on in this township. Just put it back at the beginning of the meeting and let it alone. Just because you don't like what people are saying or you get your feelings hurt, and you got to be able to take criticism. Just sit up there and take it and say, okay, thank you for your comment, and move on. But he wants to debate. I mean, you don't get into that.
He should just listen. If someone strays away, makes a personal attack of some sort, isn't really talking about business, that's why they give him a gavel.
Reel him back in. I get it. Hey, listen, I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
And only because, and I explained to him why I do it.
You get excited.
I get excited because he's not doing a good job. I told him that. And he even kind of chuckled some. So I was able to get a laugh out of him.
Yeah.
Listen, seriously, though, just leave the public comment alone where put it back at the beginning. Stop putting it at the end of the meeting. And then he's saying, well, if the meetings go too long, they want to reserve the right to put off public comment. You can't do that. You cannot do that.
John is the first elected official I ever saw who was concerned about a meeting running too long.
Oh my gosh. And Robin stepped in and said, listen, there's been quite a few times we've been here for a couple hours. Okay. So just deal with it.
Well, here's the deal. Let's wrap it up with this. If someone's going to get out of their comfortable chair, all right, and get in their car and pull themselves over to Prince Street and spend time in that meeting, you need to hear from them and hear from them early.
A great example of that was the lady who is having an issue over on Arlington. And, she came in at the beginning, she waited forever to talk. And she left her granddaughter's soccer game because she thought public comment was in the beginning.
Yep.
And she even said about that. I mean, just even the solicitor, who's doing a great job, had said, you're really not changing anything here. So,
I mean, most places, if they're going to have a debate, now he mentioned this too, Anthony, we have a 5-minute limit, which apparently is more typical 3-minute.
3 minutes.
That would be a debate that might be worth having sometime, but
who cares? I'll do 3 minutes, 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a long time to get up there and talk if you have a few. So move it to 3. But listen, I even made the comment last week. Has this been an issue in the past? And Robin, who's been there for 16 years, said
it was a little bit of an issue whenever Alan McCormick was chairperson. And the reason is it's not because of the policy. It's because you have to have some understanding of how to deal with people in that situation. Like I said, use the gavel, make it very clear that we just want to talk about township business or things that may come before the board, not get into personal stuff, and then use the gavel if someone gets out of line.
Well, how about, obviously they're not talking in an executive session about these issues because Katie had mentioned, well, where was that at? I didn't know that was being talked about. So, I mean, they're not even communicating. And, I want everyone to look at the, if you're not going to make the meeting, watch it and just see how a couple of these supervisors just sit up there and have zero to say and are not commenting on anything. And you'll see who I'm talking about. I'm not going to call anybody out. You watch it and see. And then there's one or two that talk about nonsense just to talk. Nonsense. And listen, I just say it the way it is. I might not always be the nicest way to say it, but Pamela Thompson was speaking the other week about how many pickleball courts do we have compared to basketball courts.
Yeah.
Who cares? what does that have to do with anything? And then she was saying a comment about when the PennDOT guy, the poor PennDOT guy, was talking, and she said, "Isn't it true we couldn't get anybody to bid on this highway work last year?"
Yeah.
He was very polite. I would have said to her, "What the hell are you talking about? There's 50 highway contractors in a 10-mile radius."
Well,
Are you kidding me?
we're dealing with rookie, in many cases, rookie
Oh,
or
my-
very inexperienced supervisor.
Clueless.
Hey, we got 3 comments. Well, I want to mention one thing.
Don't read Jeff Clare's. Tell him
Okay.
no.
Here, there's one other thing I want to caution people about. We're going to be talking about this in just a moment.
I'm
When it-
voting for Jeff Clare for supervisor.
We'll write his name in.
I'm giving him a check.
There is a zone. There's changing some zoning issues around, and I'm going to have to
Oh.
review that paperwork to find out what it is, because this is the kind of thing that sometimes, not purposely, but these kinds of things many times don't get debated.
Right.
They just put the staff puts it together. The township supervisors okay it. The public's not in the know, and many of them don't really care. So I'll
what
look
zoning
at
are
it.
they changing?
There's some language in the zoning ordinance. I have to take a look at it,
Okay.
Anthony.
All right.
So
Hey, here's another thing that I wanted to bring up. How many codes officers or codes enforcers do we have? One, right?
I
One.
think
They
there's
does
one, but
everything.
I think there's been talk of hiring another one, but I don't know that they've done it yet.
Township this size. And what did you find out with what I asked you?
Harrisburg City, I couldn't find out in the time I had, but Susquehanna Township, which is smaller than our township as far as people, has two dedicated.
Yeah.
So we need at least one more, maybe 2 more, honestly.
Yeah, township, with the amount of people and businesses, and just take a drive past the old Friendlies on 22 and take a look at that vacant property. It's completely out of hand now with the grass.
Yeah, especially the ones in the
one-
commercial district need to be up to speed.
The Jeff Clare said one was hired.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe Jeff knows. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
take a
not
look at
sure.
these comments before we finish up with one other thing. Lisa Hoyer she was commenting on your food. She likes the food.
Oh yeah, it was good. Friday
Good.
nights was good too. I had Bergeau Friday night.
So, Anthony, are you ready to declare that you're not running for any elected office? Are you still considering it?
I'm considering, not
Okay.
for township supervisor though.
Okay, what's Jeff Clare also says the TC. What is that? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Must be rewritten.
It may be something related to the mall. Well, that one I know needs to be rewritten, but the one was hired. So maybe we do have 2 now. So we'll have to see as far
I'm
as
not
codes
sure, but
enforcement officers.
yeah. There's just a few properties in there. I just wondered, and the reason why I say that is the town center.
Town center. Okay.
The they spend so much time, John Campbell, Katie Scheib, Pamela, and Charles,
Mhm.
3 or 4 of them at the time. They spend so much time, not Charles, because he never talks. He never has a comment. So he's just sitting up there taking up space. But the other 3 don't talk about anything that's relevant. Nothing. I mean, look how much time we spent last meeting talking about public comment,
Yeah.
a new resolution. They kept going back and forth on this. It was crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. There's one other thing I wanted to mention here. Oh yeah.
May 26th, May 26th is the sewer authority meeting. I'll be there. Gonna
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Gonna get some answers on this Charles Stewart mess and his HPAL.
Yeah, and I have to talk to him. There's a citizen on Devonshire Heights Road that has some stormwater issues, and the township, for good or bad reasons, I'm not sure, said they can't help her out. Whenever it rains a lot with the new drain that was put in, her backyard becomes a swamp.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to talk to him about that. So I should be there too. Well, the final note on codes enforcement officers, they call them CEOs, I think. Nick is first name Nick. What's Nick's last name?
I forget. Yeah, I know who
You
you
know,
mean now.
well, Nick, I think, is certainly a code enforcement officer. They send him out, but he also, like with these plans that come in, like with any kind of development plan, he has all kinds of work to do on that. So he doesn't have a
Yeah.
lot of time.
No, he's
So
busy.
yeah, and you know what? Right now, and this has been the case for decades, the township runs off of complaints. If they get a complaint about something, they'll take a look at it. If no one complains about something, they're not gonna go out and take a look and try and find stuff.
Can I? So last week they allowed you to make a comment on public comment, and then my
Hmm.
second comment of the evening, I made a comment was really a question, but they don't want questions, so I said it's a comment, but it's really a question. If you'd like to answer, you can. They didn't answer it, so I emailed them the next day. But if you watch it, maybe some people were like, "What the hell is he talking about?" There's another more in-depth financial audit that has to be filed.
Oh
It
yeah.
must be done by June 30th, and it has to do. It's related to our bonds in the township. The previous time I asked about the April 1st deadline on the DCED reports, that's a very easy form. It's pretty much a copy and paste from
Hmm.
previous year. They couldn't get that done on time because they're saying that in their finance department, they've been having personnel issues. So that's going to get done in June. But my question was whether they're going to meet the June 30th deadline on this more, you know, in-depth report that has to go through few other eyes to before it's filed. And I really didn't get a straight answer on it. I'd have to read the email, but they're just having personnel issues. But that's an issue, I think, when you're not getting reports done on time in the township.
Yeah,
So
they have a
Nick Garrett.
new
Nick
finance
Garrett.
director, Nick Garrett. He's our code enforcement officer and potentially one more. Um,
Yeah, when you're not getting stuff done, and then I go back to that. I always bring this up. I go back to that meeting when Pamela was still the chairwoman before she wanted the GoFundMe page, and they bounced her. She's
censored her, censored her.
censored her. Um, she congratulated them for getting W-2s out on time. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's because that's a federal law. Okay, they didn't do anything that they
no,
weren't supposed. They didn't do anything that was unheard of. Okay, just so you are aware,
yeah,
Pamela. In
yeah.
case
That's
Pamela's watching tonight.
you get that little dig in there, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you can't she's giving them
And
congratulating for doing
someone
something.
sent me a letter, Anthony. I don't know who. Someone in the township took the time to go back into her history and
Yeah.
found some legal something or other from years ago that she was involved in. And they want me to know because I'm the media, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's out there, and it wasn't years ago. It was in 2022,
This is something even
23.
further back than that.
Okay. Thought they were
Yeah.
talking about the most recent here in the township, but
But let's see.
whatever. There's skeletons in everybody's closet.
Yeah, Susan George, thanks for. I just couldn't bring Nick's last name Garrett out, but Nick's a good guy, and we're very lucky to have him for sure.
Yeah.
Before we go into our final thing here under new news, I want to acknowledge again our primary sponsor, our title sponsor, Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living, and take a look at a couple of their projects. This one just caught my eye because it's simple. This is one of the pools they recently put in.
That's a
The
nice
sliding board, diving board, all that. Just so not everything they do is like very, very elaborate. They do basic projects too. You could explore with them. And then we showed this last week, but I just think that's just a great outdoor space that they created there under the pavilion.
That's the kind of space you never have to leave your home.
Yeah. And then we have one, what I call business patron sponsors. And that's first name's Brian, right? Marriott's?
Brian Marriott.
Yeah. Periodically I'll put up one of his videos or just remind people that he's a patron sponsor. It's $100 a year donation. That's the recommended donation. And periodically we throw up on Facebook right now, just a little ad for some of them. And then we have business partners that we work with. That's a recommended donation of $500. Sharon Stump was graciously one of our sponsors, and we hope to work with her to get more content up from her, videos and other things. She's with State Farm Insurance, located on North Mountain Road, not too far away from the square. And then a little bit further down Mountain Road, we work with Panacea Healing Arts. It's a holistic wellness center. And they're just right below Turkey Hill on the same side of this North Mountain Road as Turkey Hill. And actually tomorrow, 11:30, you can think of me, Anthony. I'll be getting a massage from
you deserve it after all those
Panacea
accidents.
Healing Arts. After all that terrible things happening to my car.
Oh my gosh.
And then Anthony's
Yeah,
company,
there we go.
Riverview Clean Fill. And during the week, whenever you think of Anthony, think of him driving this monster vehicle. That's one of the things he does.
It's not a vehicle. It's a
Heavy equipment.
track
Heavy
loader.
equipment.
And I'm going to tell you what, I was in that thing more than I'd like to admit last week. We were freaking busy, which is good.
So you're using the shovel on the end of that thing to move things around? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, we're pushing with that bucket. And
is that your primary piece of heavy equipment?
that does majority of the work. Yeah. Yes. And
Okay.
we have a huge job coming in from 11 and 15 in the NOLA area. We're stockpiling all that material, and the company that's bringing that is going to be crushing that down into stone for us. So we're going to have
Okay.
stone and millings. So we're reclaiming all that material. So that's not getting pushed. That's getting stockpiled, and we're going to reclaim it and resell it and reuse it. So
Well, I'm very proud of you of being good for the environment. You recycle
I'm very
things.
environmentally. I'm a environmental. I'm
You're
friendly to
you're best buds with the Department of Environmental Protection.
Yeah, I hug the tree every day I go into the site.
Okay.
Listen, that stone is a big seller. So, yeah, I'm, thankful that we've been busy the past 2 months, and the phone's ringing like crazy. There's a lot of construction work going on.
Yeah, and maybe someday you can help me out because I got a vision last week about where I want to go with this. I have sort of a secret location in Linglestown, my news shed,
Yeah.
where I do all my work, but I really want to move the news shed up on top of Blue Mountain somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Get one of those Starlink setups. That's where I get my internet, maybe some solar power.
Just move it up to the site. We'll have one of these shed guys pick the shed up. I'll
Yeah.
put it right beside our building up at the site, and
We're gonna have to sound. We're gonna have to
talking
soundproof. We're gonna have to have soundproof the walls because it's
Nah, don't worry.
noisy up there.
Nah, it's okay. We'll start a podcast, talking dirt with the fat man.
Dump your thoughts here, something like that. We're gonna close down the show with some talk about the Pearl
Wow,
property.
you got people fired up on that.
Yeah.
Whew.
And that's what I want to talk about. I'm going to take this down. Anthony, we don't talk about it much, but when I started Linglestown Gazette in early 2025 for the fourth and final time, one of my concerns was I wanted to get involved with civic education.
Okay.
In other words, so people know how their government works. Now, with me just saying that, I probably lost 80% of my audience because I would say out of 100% of the people that live in our area, 80% is my guess, don't care, don't want to know anything about it. But it's important because if people in our area aren't interested in what's happening right in their backyard, in their community, I mean, what are we doing? I mean, they're more concerned about federal things. We need to be up to speed, know that we're electing good candidates for Congress and U.S. Senate, but it really comes down to day to day what's happening locally.
Starts at the local.
Right. And one of the things that's worked against us and how some things have slipped through, no one knew what was going on. Not that anyone was doing anything underhanded, but there's been no local news for over a dozen years here locally.
Right.
The Patriot News did some with their metro section. I wrote for that metro section, but even then, a community our size needs a dedicated news service to help people keep up to speed. Even do things like talking about boring things like zoning, which can be very, very important. And that's when it comes down to when you look at the Pearl property. I don't know how many comments Anthony, people have said, look, this Pearl property that's bordered by is it Earl Drive, Colonial Road, and Devonshire Road, and then on the right side, all those houses on the right side of that
Devon Manor.
Devon Manor, yeah. How many people have said, shut it down, protect the land, keep it open space? What's going to happen to all the animals and all this kind? I mean, I get it. This is a beautiful property. I mean, this is one of the sight lines. I had other pictures, but I didn't get them in place. This is just off of Colonial Road, and I showed you a picture on Friday that had hay bales and everything else. I mean, it's just beautiful. You see the mountain in the background. Now, this isn't part of the proposed development, but this is Sandy Pearl's house, a historic home. I'm not sure when it was constructed, but it's considered historic.
But they're
Beautiful
not touching
home.
that.
They're not. It's on a separate parcel, but that's part of the farm area and some of the beauty of that space. And of course, there's a lot of wildlife. It's a huge area. It's like 140 acres, something like that.
Okay.
So if in an ideal world, would I want to develop? No, I'd like to see it in an open space, a park, or just leave it the way it is. But that's not the world we live in, Anthony.
Nope.
And the world we live in a huge swath of development that probably starts somewhere in Boston and goes all the way down to DC and below. We're part of that big megalopolis, or whatever they call it. But even locally, I mean, we're in a very highly developed area. And
this is an attractive area for everybody moving in from Philly or New York, New Jersey. Less expensive to live here. The home prices, I mean, you take a $500,000 or $600,000 home here, it may be $9 to $1 million there.
Right.
And the taxes are outrageous in New Jersey and New York.
Yeah.
So
people have discovered that this area, Lower Paxton and surrounding areas, are a great place to live right at the moment.
Yeah.
And but beyond that, forget that. I mean, for a couple decades, maybe longer, the Pearl tract that we've been talking about has been earmarked for residential development.
Yeah.
Through the zoning. And now, if you didn't want this to be developed, of course, you would have had to be involved in those initial discussions. They had discussions on our comprehensive plan, what our township's going to look like 2017, 2018. I mean, that's where you needed to be,
right,
to talk about this stuff. Of course, it doesn't happen.
And complaining about it on social media is not going to fix it.
Right, but it's sort of a moot point at this point because of the zoning. And now given the time frame that you talked about, what's happening now in this part of the world, people want to move in here. Of course, developers are going to get it. So the idea of it not being developed, forget it. I mean, I hate to be a bearer of bad news.
No, it's going to happen. I mean,
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And the company that bought it is a good development company, and they work with top-notch builders. So,
well, beyond that, they showed up. I mean, this is unprecedented, at least in the last 20 years. They showed up at a planning commission meeting without a plan in hand. They wanted to get input from the planning commissioners and also the public. And so they're starting that discussion to sort of get their ideas together and understand what people are concerned about. That usually doesn't happen, not very often. And then, so what do you do? What's the answer? The answer is the community, Devon Manor specifically, those citizens need to get organized and they need to catalog what their concerns are. For example, Anthony, a lot of the complaints at the planning commission meeting is that they're getting flooded basements and flooding in some of these homes currently. And if we develop that land, it's going to get worse. Well, they need to be able to identify what properties are already wet, identify transportation and infrastructure concerns that already exist. We've heard a lot about the roads in the area. They just basically need to get their act together so that whenever a plan comes in, sometime over the next 6 to 12 months, most likely, that's just a guess, that they can go and with one voice have concerned citizens of Devon Manor or something like that.
Right.
And they have a spokesperson or two, but they're speaking on what took place at community meetings. That's really the only defense you have at this point, other than trying to find a benefactor, someone with millions and millions of dollars who could buy this property out from the Mission
Well,
Land Company.
that time's passed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if they would take 15 million for it. They paid almost 8. I mean, they can make a lot of money off of this project over
Yeah.
the next decade or
It's
so.
gonna be beautiful back here with some homes. It's just gonna be nice. So
And they're going to have a mix of homes based on what they said.
yeah,
You know, single family homes, probably luxury homes, some townhomes, and then potentially, if it works out, some senior housing as well. So it's going to be nice. It's a great
Yeah.
piece of land. So this is just a call that you can no longer sit back and do nothing. I mean, and this extends beyond Lower Paxton Township. I think as a country, we're at a spot we're going to have to get a little bit more organized and be concerned. But we're talking about this Pearl property now. You
a lot
got
of
to do it.
development going on. I mean, you drive up to Dolphin on the old
Right.
Hagee farm. They're developing that.
West Hanover Township has some projects
Yeah.
underway. Swatara Township has some projects underway. I think there's over 1,000 homes in some form of the process of getting approved or already construction taking place.
Yeah.
So it's going to have major ramifications for the school district and everything else. So we need to get organized as a community. That's my message tonight, Anthony. Do you have anything to follow up on that?
Nah, I agree.
You agree, and you have a TV show to watch. So we're going to say, adios. We'll see you next
Had a busy
Monday.
weekend. I'm wore out.
I bet. I mean, just eating alone would have worn me out.
Oh my gosh. And walking.
Yeah.
But we're going back to Philly. We go down to Philly a lot. We like
I
it
know.
down there. And we're going back down in 2 weeks. So
And before you say goodnight, Linglestown Gazette, in some form or fashion, will be represented at the Memorial Day Parade in Linglestown next
yeah.
Monday. I'm hoping to have you along, Anthony. We'll see if you can do it.
yeah, I gotta see what's happening.
Yeah, put in some permission slips, see if you can get out of stuff. and
Yeah, I'll
come
see if I'm
along.
allowed.
You know, you just get your hand ready to wave like this.
Yeah. I'm gonna
start
need protection.
pointing at people.
I'll
Hey,
need
hey,
protection.
You think anyone would throw a rotten tomato at you or anything like that?
I think given the chance, there's quite a few people that would like to throw something at me.
I know a few people too who would like to.
Yeah, that's okay. I
So,
like that.
For those who tuned in tonight on a special
Ronald
night,
Snyder, did you see his comment? Most
now
of the
let me get
township-
Ron likes to chime in at the end. I think most of the township supervisors need to know how the township works. I would agree with you, Ron. They're
Yeah.
learning.
One of them knows how it works.
Okay. I said to somebody, it's going to take a while for these guys to get up to speed. And someone chimed in, they're never going to get up to speed.
No, John's worried about having his feelings hurt. Charles doesn't say anything. Pamela's just talking to talk. I mean, really, seriously, I know it's coming off as I'm saying I'm being rude,
Yeah.
but it's right. Watch it
Well,
and see.
The thing they can do, and hopefully do it effectively, is make sure our manager, Michael Gossard, gets the votes he needs to run our township. That's what my hope is.
Yeah. Well,
You're not even sure about that.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't have much faith in it. Are we going to, so we got a month left to get the state of the township address or whatever.
Did he say
John said.
June, July? Did he say
June
June,
or July? Right. Peak vacation time when no one's around.
The state of our township is great. That's it.
The township, see, it's really good. See,
We got three basketball courts at Coons Park.
We're doing really good. See, and we changed public comment. We've done big things.
We're paying our volunteers, our township employees to volunteer.
Oh yeah, how about I was on that? That is just seems so minuscule compared to what's been happening since.
You know what's going to happen, Anthony? We're going to be, the people are going to say to us, "Look, bud, if you want to say this stuff and have fun, you guys better run for office." That's what they're going to say to us.
Well, I am voting for Jeff Clare for supervisor, Susan George for supervisor.
What about Eric Kessler?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And you said about John, what's John's last name again?
Jean.
John
I
Jean,
don't-
but also the other John. How about him?
John Packer.
John Packer. He would keep things interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's certainly involved. I mean,
He is
at every
involved. He
meeting.
cares. He
He
cares.
does. He does, for sure.
All right, Anthony,
If you
thanks.
were paid, well, you're right, Ronald. That was my listen. That was what I led with at the beginning of the year. If you're paid, you're not a volunteer. But they passed that resolution. Bill for president. Lisa said, "Bill for president." Yeah.
I mean, I would. I called you up one day and said about running for supervisor when all that confusion, and then I got
Yeah.
then I got shut down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think I'm better actually as a journalist. I mean,
No, absolutely. You're doing a great job, and I'd love to see more businesses get involved with help supporting the Gazette. I mean, for $100 and, get your business on the Gazette, it gets it gets put out there pretty good and you get talked about, and just do it. It's $100 and it's going to a great cause and it's helping your business, and, you're helping the township and the community. So let's do it.
Journalism is written into our Constitution.
I got a goal for this week.
Okay.
And for anybody who's still watching, let's get 5 businesses to each kick in $100 in the township. 5 businesses kick in $100 to the Gazette. And
how many watchdogs should we have sign up? At least one. At least
2
one or 2
watchdogs and 5 businesses that each kick in $100 a piece.
All right.
And that way you can get some sponsors there. Come on, let's do it.
Anthony, you're great. I appreciate your help, and we'll see you next Monday, hopefully.
Yep. All right.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye.